Hi friends, good morning. It is pretty early in the morning, well for me anyway. It's after 8 right now and I'm getting ready to do some garden work. I'm getting ready to give this bed a facelift. It needs it. It is just like overgrown, neglected, and the plants in there, they're just like some plants just randomly put together in that bed that need to be replaced and rehomed somewhere else because they're not working for what I needed to right now. So we're gonna get about 95% of the plants out and put somewhere else. I came out here prepared. I got my hair tied up. I got on my sweatshirt, some tights, and my little garden boots, and I'm ready to work. The vision that I have here, I need to get it out in there. And the plants in that bed is just currently not working for the vision that I have. So we're gonna get rid of them. Well, not completely get rid of them because that bed, about 80% of that bed is clearance plants. And how what kind of person would I be to rescue plants from the death rack, to bring them home, love on them, and only to just take them out and neglect them? Like, I can't do that. Those are my babies, and they love me, and I love them. So I'm just gonna put them somewhere else so they can thrive, especially my vanilla strawberry or strawberry vanilla hydrangea. It is just not working for some reason. Like, it flops like crazy. Yes, a lot of panicle hydrangea flops, but this one, I don't know what's wrong with it. It doesn't need rain to flop. Like my limelights and my little limes, they flop if it rains continuously, like back to back. The blooms are just get weighted down and it flops. But this one, this vanilla strawberry, it doesn't need rain to flop at all. It just flops because it wants to flop. And I'm over it. So I'm just gonna put it somewhere else where it can thrive and just live and just enjoy itself. But right here I have this vision that I'm trying to get out, so I'm going to show you guys and explain what I have going in this space. And about 99% of the plants I'll be putting back in here will be plants from clearance. So yeah. Okay, so first off, excuse the grass. So this is the bed between me and my neighbor. I just hope they don't come out right now. I'm just, I'm respecting their privacy. I don't think anyone should be home, but yes. So this is the bed, guys. I have a hardy hibiscus right there. It is not, see, this is a different brand from the Proven Winners brand that I normally use. I bought that on clearance. It is beautiful. I'm going to put that somewhere else. It's not going for the look that I need right here. The quick fire hydrangea, the first hydrangea I ever bought, planted on this property. It's staying with my little fountain, my lady fountain. This is going. It has to go. It's too big for this area, guys. It's just overgrown for this area, and I've pruned on it maybe 2 or 3 times already. And I just, my neighbors, they don't complain, but I don't want them to. I don't want to give them a reason to complain. So it just get big and bulky. It goes on their side, and I know they don't mind, but I don't want any issues. So I'm going to move it and put it somewhere else. And yes, some of you will say, wait until it's dormant, then move it. I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to cut it down, dig it out, put it somewhere else because it is fall. Plants are going to focus on root development. They're not going to send out any leaves. The leaves are already starting to fall off anyway. So that's that. This, what is it called? This rose, it is a knockout rose. It smells amazing. I might leave it, but just move it somewhere else. I like it. I love the smell of it. So this is the thing right here, this hydrangea. It is just, I just hate looking at it. It just, ugh. And you guys know I love my hydrangeas, but this is not it. I used to prune it to see if I can get like bigger, stronger stems. But then I was told, like, if you continue to prune it, it doesn't really make sense. They won't be able to grow and get bigger, thicker, and stronger stems because you keep pruning it back. So I stopped pruning it, and then it's still doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm going to put you somewhere else. I'm going to take you from out of here and put you somewhere else. These are some perennial phlox. I'm going to dig them out. I'll probably put them back, but I don't want them right here. I'm going to move this. And some daylilies, I'm going to dig those up too. The only thing I'm not touching is my peony bush. Reason being is because peonies are very funny. They are very, very funny because, like, this has been here for about 3 seasons. I bought it on clearance, you know what I'm saying? I bought it on clearance. But once they're established, they don't like to be moved, you know? They don't like to be messed with, or else they won't bloom for a season or two, or maybe won't bloom again. And you already know when you first plant peonies, sometimes they take 2 to 3 years before they start to bloom. The first year I planted this, within a year it started to bloom, so I'm not going to move it. I'm going to move these sedums. These are Autumn Joy sedums, clearance as well. You know how I do. And this butterfly bush. So with this butterfly bush, I'm going to leave it here. I'm not going to do anything to it now until spring. In spring, I'm going to chop it back down to about 6 inches. So what happened was this spring, I pruned it back, but I probably pruned it to like 24 inches. And that's a no-no because it gets so aggressive and so big. You have to be just as aggressive with this butterfly bush. So I'm just going to leave it alone. And then in spring, I'm going to cut it down to about 6 inches from the ground. You have to be. Now, this did not have a tag, so I was not sure like how big it could get. And it did get pretty huge, as you can see, because it was a clearance. It did not have a tag. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. And the birds and the butterflies, mainly the butterflies and the bees, they love this bush. So this is the bed. Friends, this is where I am so far. Whew. That 9 bark took forever to get out. I'm not sure how much was captured, but this is what the space looks like now. It's so open. It feels very airy. The peony bush is still here. This knockout rose, it smells amazing. I think this is the sunny knockout rose. It's still here as well. I'm debating, do I want to leave it? Do I want to just move it somewhere else? Maybe move it, put in the corner right here. That's the entrance to hydrangea lane. What do I want to do? I'm not sure yet. But this is what I have to work with. This space is very tight. I was thinking of extending the bed out even more, but you know what? I'm just going to leave it as is. And now that the 9 bark is gone, because it was so big, it felt like it was just suffocating the space. This space is a little bit more open, and I'm going to control this butterfly bush in spring. I'm going to chop it down to about 6 inches all the way down to the ground, and it can spring back and I can control the size. The vines growing out of the butterfly bush is coming from the neighbor side of the yard. I found the base of it and I snipped it, so they will dry up in a couple days, but I have to figure out what I'm going to do to keep them away permanently come spring. I don't want to spray because, as you can see, they have their vegetable garden in the front. They have their tomatoes and peppers and things like that. and I have to be very mindful of that. They have some things growing in buckets right here, so I'm going to plant some things to camouflage all of that, you know. So this is what I have so far. So what I'm going to do right now is just to re-edge this bed so it looks a little bit cleaner and sharp. And then I might bring in back some soil to top it off in some places that the shrubs were, and then go from there. I'm also going to show you guys the plants that I have for the space. All right, guys, so I did not get a lot accomplished as I thought I would. The twins are up now, and my husband need my hands to help him out with the twins right now because they're very, very fussy. I don't know what's going on right now, but I need to get in the house. This rose is still here. I'm thinking to keep it here. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to think about it. I'm thinking to leave it here. My peony bush, and of course my hydrangea. This is the first hydrangea I ever planted on this property. This is my first love. Like, it's not going anywhere. So for this border, I think I'm going to do, well, the vision that I have is a mixed herbaceous border, like the ones you see in England, where they have the roses and a lot of perennials, like Russian sage and roses and a few hydrangeas and some evergreen pieces and grasses. Like, that's the look I'm going for. So one thing I want to say though about the 9 bark, my first initial plan was to cut it in half and transplant it so it's more manageable, but it's fall and it's getting ready to lose its leaves anyway. So I think the root system that we got out from the ground will be able to handle the top growth and get established by spring. And I think I really have a high, I really believe that it's gonna come back. I really do believe that, because the weather is cooler but the soil is still warm, and plants in fall, they're only focused on root development. They're not focusing on anything else. Like, it's getting cold, they're getting ready to go dormant and lose their leaves. So the leaves are getting ready to fall off anyway. So once I plant it, which I'm going to do as soon as I finish this video, I'm going to put it in the ground real quick and hop inside, shower, and take care of the kids. I think it's going to be fine. So it was a struggle to get it out. The hydrangea as well was a struggle, but the hydrangeas, panicle hydrangeas, are very resilient. They are very strong, very, very hardy. I'm going to plant that as well by the vegetable garden. In the back, there is like there's like 4 foot width space behind the vegetable garden, and then there's the alleyway back there, and then the neighbors, you know how that go when you live in the city. You have an alleyway and a neighbor behind you. So yeah, that's what I have planned. I hope I can get the second part of this out, where I'm going to plant all the clearance plants that I have, and then mulch. But right before I mulch, I'm going to plant bulbs as well. Like, it's like my frost date, my first expected frost date is like November 15th. So it's like, I'm trying to beat the clock, but it's like, are you going to be able to do it? But I think I can. Like, so far it feels amazing right now, even though I have the sweater on. I'm a little bit hot because I've been doing a lot of movements, but I'm a little bit disappointed because I really thought I could get more accomplished, but you know how that goes. So I'm gonna end the video here and stop rambling, and then we'll pick up where we left off in another video soon. Maybe sometime late this evening I could come out and record part 2, or maybe tomorrow morning. I'm not sure yet because it's very hectic around here. You guys know this. I have twins and 2 singletons, so I have 4 kids, and it's, yeah. So that's what's going on. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah.